Cosplay. The thing people do because we weren't given enough love as a child and now we have access to the economy. So we can play dress up at the age of 35. Cosplay is a simple thing, really. It may be considered as simply dressing up as a character from a movie, anime, or really anywhere in pop culture, and parading around like a potential national security threat that should be put on the FBI's watch list. I'm looking at you, Klee cosplayers. But it's much more than that. Cosplay is an art form, especially those who have the specialized skills of crafting their own cosplays, honed from being isolated from society and spending every waking moment outside their IT or engineering job perfecting their craft. But that shouldn't exclude those untalented plebs such as myself who are too lazy to learn how a basic sewing machine operates, and that cans of paint are not for drinking. No wonder why I'm such an who buy everything from either companies whose quality that can rival that of an actual dog turd or of an Armani suit. Like, goddamn, just look at some of these things. Like, I'm literally creaming right now. Either way, cosplay is meant for everyone, regardless of, well, anything. So let's take a closer look at the art of cosplay. So before we get to talking about adult children, let's talk about today's channel sponsor. Have you ever just existed? You know how tiring existing is, right? Especially when you're up all day at your boring 9 to 5. Then you come home and spend all your money on plastic and overpriced fabrics. And then you hop on a game of Overweight 2 with the boys as you play your main DVA because you're either A, a femboy, or 2, an e-girl. No exceptions. Sounds pretty tiring, right? Well, piss your pants no more, my friends. Gamer Subs is here to juice your juicers. Gamer Subs is generally one of the best energy formulas out there right now. With 0 sugars, 0 calories, it's keto friendly, and the waifu candy is And we can't forget about their ultra cute and ultra sexy waifu cups, shirts, and more. I use it as a coffee replacement and when I'm making these goofy aha videos. To get your own, just use Kirakai at checkout for 10% off your entire order at gamersubs.gg or use the link in my description below. Thank you to Gamer Subs for sponsoring my channel, and without further ado, let's just go back to the cosplay slander. Now start off here, people who make their own cosplays from scratch just absolutely blow my balls off. It is an insane amount of dedication and time to make a kick-ass cosplay that will make any 8-year-old cry in their shitty Party City Spider-Man suit. There are so many things that can go into it, especially when you're making one from scratch and not just modifying an existing one. Some of these absolute chads can even screen print their own textures and designs on the fabrics and not just sew some cloth together. Like, it gets insane. And you can make this shit out of anything too. Well, preferably not made from shit, but you get the point. Like, there's this one cosplayer I follow on Instagram that goes by the name of, it's Kenzie it's Kenzie MF. I got that right. Go follow her, by the way, or I will break into your house and eat your last Oreos. So she's made some of these incredible dresses from freaking curtains, dude. Like, holy. And this way, it is much cheaper than buying a pre-made cosplay. And it's also more sustainable since you could be using already made materials. Like, it is way cheaper and a better bang for your buck. And for props, it can get fucking batshit insane. Like, there are so many ways you can do this. Just throw some foam together, waste hours away on Discord chats modeling stuff in Blender and 3D printing it. I'm looking at you, Zach. Or buy a doo-doo knife on Amazon that will break on contact due to your sheer ugliness. I have plenty of experience with this one. Now, if you work with foam, it is a super cheap option and is very easy to work with, and you can do a lot with it. But honestly, the most professional way to do it, in my opinion, to get like a fully accurate prop is 3D printing. Just throw some random file in the magic box and voila. Now you can painstakingly sand the fuck out of some plastic while you think about why your mother doesn't love you. Just slap some paint on there and boom, you got something straight out of whatever the proper armor is from. Now, this stuff takes a shit ton of work and it's a very expensive upfront investment, but cosplayers who do this stuff have my utmost respect. Like, all jokes aside. Like, I plan to start doing my own printing and stuff in the future, but it really is an investment of time and money, especially for that 3D printer, especially for a resin printer even. Those things are wild, but it's all worth it when the fruits of your labor pay off. Now for those lazy plebs such as myself, you do not need to make your own cosplays to be able to cosplay. Like I said, cosplay's for everyone, and not wanting to make your own stuff because you just don't want to, you don't have the skills, or Snapchat sugar daddy pays for everything, whatever the case, it's completely valid. Cosplay is just expressing your love for pop culture with others at the end of the day, and that's how it should be. Now when you're buying cosplays, there's so much stuff that you'll need to consider that you may have to write down a list longer than a 5-year-old's Christmas list. Now luckily, I made a couple videos for you guys to check out so you know some things like some good places to get cosplay and other stuff. So just check those out after this video, or the pipe bomb I put in your mailbox will go off. There is no escape. But as I said, you'll need to consider where you should buy it so that way your money doesn't go to a random bank account in Dubai, India. Now you'll also need to consider how much you're willing to budget, whether you want to allocate funds like a responsible human being, or go into crippling amounts of credit card debt on top of your $100,000 of student loan debt for your engineering degree that you'll never pay off. Now, cosplays can have a wild range of costs. I've seen some as low as $20 and some as high as $5,000. So this can get incredibly insane. So there's basically a price point for literally any budget. So anyone can get into cosplay without having to break the bank. And pre-made cosplays are just getting better and better, even the super cheap ones. So there's no time like the present to get down the rabbit hole and join the degeneracy. Now, when you finally get that cosplay, you'll have to figure out where you can wear it. Unless you like your one-bed outhouse that costs 10 grand a month in California to fill up with costumes you have no plans to wear. Now, just wearing them in public on an average Tuesday isn't the greatest idea, unless you want to get jumped behind the local Walmart at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Honestly, some of the best times to wear cosplays in public are during events and holidays, such as Halloween, aka the average day of a cosplayer. Now some good public events to wear your cosplays at are parades, a New Year's drop, and much more that I just can't think of with my micro brain. But the most common event you can possibly wear a cosplay to are conventions. I already have a guide on those, so check that video out if you're interested. But short thing is, you want to try and find cons that are near you, or if you like to travel, go ahead, find one to travel to. There are tons around the country that happen at multiple times of the year. And always remember that anything can happen, so make sure you're prepared. Whether that's to take pictures with middle-aged white women to show their kids or grandkids, or prepare yourself for that kid that runs up to you thinking you're from the hit game Fortnite Battle Royale. I have urge to do dubious acts every time this happens. At the end of the day, you should totally do it, especially with friends. Imagine having friends. But it is so much fun, and it can be a good time that you may never forget. So in conclusion here, there are many ways to get started in the art of cosplay. Whether you're extremely talented at crafting, or you have too much disposable income because you don't have a retirement fund. I hope you all enjoyed this kind of like thing. This is my first time doing this style of content, so like, I hope y'all liked it. We'll see how this goes, so just make sure to hit the like button. See if you liked it or not. And if you want to see more content in general, just make sure to hit the subscribe button so that way you can rot out your last brain cells with me. All my social and donation links are down below, so if you want to check those out, feel free to. And until next time, Femboy Army, when I discuss to you why I am not a Spider-Man channel. I'm not, okay? Alright, get out of here, you little shit.
They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head like